So, how are you?
I'm fine. I wanted to ask you the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going
How are you
crazy. I can't
doing?
lie.
Still awake, huh?
It's been it's been a journey.
How many hours now?
40. I think you're the 43rd hour. Let's see.
Nice.
No, 47th hour. Yeah, this is the
Over half
47th
already.
hour. So wait, yeah, over half. 48 hours
Congratulations.
in. Yeah, not too. What is that? 22 to go. No, wait, that can't be right. I don't know. My math is off when I haven't had 48 hours of sleep. I actually got I got a good, I want to say a solid hour, but it's probably about 45 minutes or an hour of sleep. I actually got a little power nap in. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, my
Who
half,
played in that time?
huh?
Who played in that time?
I did a DJ mix, a pre-recorded DJ mix from DJ Irie, and then also there was two DJs that I recorded. I was working when I was in the Netherlands. I worked at the Simplon, and I did a show where two DJs were broadcasting, and I recorded them, and I played that as well. So I just played some
Awesome.
pre-recorded stuff and got a little nap in.
Power
Um,
nap.
yeah, I had it.
Yeah.
I had it set for the 41st hour, but I actually made it to 44th hour, and that's when I took the break. So I was able to push through it. I had Isaiah Bowers, an artist who was here last night. He helped me push through. He really did. But
Well, let's see
anyway,
what we can
speaking of
do.
Groningen in the Netherlands, you're in Groningen, right?
No, I'm in
You're in
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Okay, nice.
Yeah, we had a violin player, a great violin player last week from Groningen,
Okay,
Andre,
nice.
coming over. And I know Marco. That's how we met
Yeah,
from
Marco's here
Groningen.
hanging out somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for some time, so
Yeah,
it'll be nice to see him also
he's
again.
lurking in the background somewhere.
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah,
All right.
haven't we all?
Yeah, exactly. We all lurk. So let's get into this. Tell me or the listeners about yourself and what you're here to promote. You got a lot of stuff, so I can't really, I don't know what to
Yeah.
call you.
Well, first of all, my name is Madelon Timmers. It's a very Dutch name, and if you have to translate Timmers into English, it's gonna be like a carpenter, I think, like
Is
people that
that
work with wood. So it's not that I work with wood, but I create. I see myself as a creator and a connector, and yeah, building spider webs here in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, building community, and online also.
Hmm.
That's also how we met
Yes.
on the internet. I think it's amazing that you are in LA now. It's after 10 and 7 after here, and we're
Yeah.
talking. And yeah,
Yeah. I
I
used to
see a
blow
little
my.
bit of tea in your back. I'm like,
Yeah, my
I have a
dad.
little bit of water here too. Wait, this is my LA ocean.
Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful
Bit of a
view, though.
pond. That's nice.
It's a nice view.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice living in Amsterdam, and weather it changes a bit,
Hmm.
but we're not. So
Yeah.
yeah.
With
No, so
the
yeah, talking about myself, huh?
yeah, please
This is
do.
where I'm from. This is where I live. I have a son that's 5, and a friend, a fiance, my boyfriend, my man,
Nice.
Avshai, who's also gonna talk
Yeah, he's
after
coming up
me.
next. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, I'm also excited for you both very much. And he's now with the kids, so I'm like, yeah, let's set up. We'll
Okay,
talk about
so
what I've been doing, but also in relation with him and our business.
mhm.
Yeah, there's lots of talk. I don't know. Maybe start with networking. I don't know. I don't
Networking
know.
is what you want to start
What do you
with.
want to
Sure,
start?
let's talk. Let's talk about the
I mean, I
networking
think
that
it's
you're doing.
awesome what you're doing. I really, really, I mean, I just got the brief story from
Right.
you, but the pitch was amazing. And I feel completely for that. Like connecting independent artists around the world. I really feel it's the future.
It is. It really
It
is. There's
is.
so much that can be done now with technology and the way everyone meets up.
Absolutely. And to have like a world platform
Mm-hmm.
for it, it's something that I've been very interested in. Like, how can you build connection between people with yourself, and also co-create something
Mm-hmm.
valuable for the future.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like what is the legacy, that we're
Right.
leaving there? Um, yeah, and I feel that everyone has a very important role to play at this point in time.
Yeah.
And I honestly, really, truly believe artists are, yeah. They say there's, I keep seeing these T-shirts with these quotes. Artists are the new top spotters, we say in Dutch. It's like the new, yeah,
What's the
football players.
translation? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. The top spotters. I know what you mean now. Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones that gonna rule the world. I
Right.
mean, as we already not did that already, but
Right.
I think there's a lot of power in stepping into that creative energy that you are and doing something, creating something that's of value for this world. So
I agree. That's why I do this, to promote people that are the creators, because I've always felt like if you watch, even with football or basketball or American football, I don't believe we saw the most athletic or the best players. I believe
hmm,
that there's talent that doesn't reach the top for whatever, reasons, social reasons, family reasons, things that they have
yeah,
going on there in their life. I believe we didn't, we only seen the ones that were able to make it to the top.
yeah, that got all the attention
Yeah, that
and
got the
the
attention, that got the hall
podium.
pass, so to speak. The
Yeah,
you know, which
yeah.
which
Now everyone can do it.
right now anyone can do it. Exactly, anyone can
Yeah,
get their music on the internet and get it out there. But
build some
even then it can be suppressed and not get out. So that's why I built
yeah,
this, is that way you have a place that it's at least going to get out.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The world. There are a
the
lot of
world.
places.
Exactly, and you can do it on your own. You don't necessarily need radio for the world. You can build your. It's so much easier from when I first started now to do what I'm doing. That's why there's so many people doing it.
So, where did you start, and where did you get this idea?
I started in about 2002, 2003. I just, like I was just saying, I had friends that were independent artists making music, and really talented guys that I knew and worked with. And I always wondered why their music wasn't making FM radio. Like, why, and then when you listen to FM radio, you only hear about 10 or 15, 20 songs kind of on loop throughout the day. So, after doing a little research and learning about how radio works, I was like, I need to create something where I can play music that I want to listen to. So I created this station, but it started off not really playing independent artists, even though that was the goal. I started off by trying to attract listeners by playing what they heard on the radio, or
Mm.
at least the artists that they heard on the radio, but music that by Michael Jackson that you might not have heard before, or music by Prince that you might not have heard before, or other artists like that everybody knew. I would play the B side, is what we called it.
To lurk them in.
Yeah, exactly. And then once I got a nice fan base, and then I was playing independent artists, people I didn't know was messaging me and like, "Hey, can you play my music? Can you play my music?" And then it kind of grew. And then where
Mm.
the idea really expanded is when I got the if I could say genius idea, if it's my idea, but
Yes,
I
you
felt like it
can.
was a genius idea. I was
Yes.
like, it would be really cool if I could hire DJs from around the world that would all broadcast to the same location, and then promote independent artists from their area. So that's what I did, is I started reaching out to artists first only in America, but outside of California. And then I started meeting DJs outside of America and adding them to the list. And that's actually how I met my wife. Her brother was a DJ on my
Mm.
radio station. And when he was DJing on the station, we met and started talking.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
So that's like 23 years ago,
Yeah.
22 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
I was talking about that with Avishai today, about the fact like that ideas can come to you, and some ideas just really take time to become real
Yeah.
because the time is right for that. And I feel like now these platforms are growing much more also because we're much more connected and much more relaxed. I feel
Mm-hmm.
also online with reaching out, and we're more used to getting different platforms and
Right.
the possibility to choose again. So there's a lot of power in that. And then again, there's I feel a lot of challenges also, like
Yeah.
seeing things develop in the world. I mean, the things that happened in Washington last week it's yeah. Avishai and I were talking about it's pretty alarming, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these platforms that create a win-win-win, because this is um, to make a bridge to what I'm doing here in Holland,
Mm-hmm.
building bridges.
Yeah.
Um, and it you create not only one like I feel like a lot no, not I feel the philosophy is about the fact that if you focus only on money and on business, you miss two really important starts of any setup, and that's
Mm-hmm.
people and that's the planet
Yeah.
and things that run on the planet. And um yeah, we have now you have the people, the artists, the community growing, creating something. I mean, this could grow, this idea could even grow.
Yeah.
I really see
I think with the
potential of it.
my issue with the timing, you spoke on the timing on how some things can take time. It's true. Some things just take time and effort. But if I have to be honest with myself, I'll say that my issue was consistency.
Hmm.
As a creator, being a creator, we are constantly coming up with new ideas that we think are genius ideas at the time. So we want to focus on it. So you lose focus on another project. And that's kind of what happened with Radio for the World. Once I left the Netherlands and moved back to America to work for a gaming company, I kind of just threw the radio station on the back burner to make a movie series and do other stuff. And now I'm like, but I want to do radio. And, I got to pull it out of the closet and dust it off and doing 80 hours of
I yourself
madness.
too.
Dust it off, doing 80 hours of
Wake
madness, get it
up.
going again.
I
so
love it.
so we're back. I paid for my
I love
website
it.
links. I
No,
promoted it.
I feel you. There is something like it's important to get back to your babies,
Right,
your
for
creative
sure.
babies. And you say geniusness. I really honestly feel like some ideas they come to you.
Yeah.
And if you don't pick it up, someone else picks it up when the time is right. But some ideas are just there to, they lay there just really for you to
Right.
be created.
My dad used to tell me,
Yeah.
I used to think he was crazy when he would say it, but my dad said that ideas are passed from the sky. They come down from out of the sky, the stars. If you look in the sky, you'll see all those stars. That's where the ideas hang, and they come to you, and you have to take advantage of them because if you don't, it'll leave you and go right to the next person. So you have to
Yeah.
be quick with working on it. I
He
used to
was
think he
very
was
strict in
crazy.
that.
I used to think he
Yeah.
was crazy, but I
Well, at
think
the
it's
same
also
time,
motivation to get you to
yeah,
work on your projects when you
absolutely,
get the idea.
absolutely, and it's also um, at the same time, like I feel, and I don't know how this is for you, this experience to be busy with something like this again, like your
Yeah.
own creation, and it becomes a co-creation then, like the awareness that it is an essential co-creation
Yes.
really quickly.
Right.
And it's something that is very you need to feed it, you need to give it
You have to
attention,
be working
because
on it.
now you
Yeah.
have these 80 hours and it's like, okay, what's next,
Right.
how can
Right.
this develop. And um so I've been busy with creating, yeah, really building platforms like this, basically like
Mm-hmm.
foundations, businesses, to make it like sustainable for the future. And there is a theory that is working,
Mm-hmm.
and that is, if you focus on people, then planet, for an educational purposes, the higher mission of what you're creating,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put business to it, things start to flow. And yeah, we live in a different timeline now.
Yeah.
Things are moving really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know what your base is and what your ground is. And I've been developing programs, coaching sessions, all kind of tools I have to guide people into grounding into trust and into their own creativity, like accepting that we are creative in essence, to be able to get to the babies, to get to receive these stars, because it's a huge responsibility.
It is.
Yeah, it has a lot of energy and it has a lot of power also in it. And it's like, yeah, you basically, it's how are you going to use it? Are you going to use it to just create one win, and become rich by yourself, or are you going to set it up in a way that everyone is profiting from it?
Yeah.
And that's the future.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be in the future.
Yeah, it's true.
Because everyone's going to be creative. AI is going to take out all the tasks that we don't want to do anymore. It's like
that's why we owe it to the future to do whatever our heart sets us to do. We owe it to the future, the people that are here after we leave.
That and our own highest self also. So we came here with a soul. I mean, I believe we came here with a soul contract. And
I've never heard it
like
called
a
a
task
contract.
to do, like you came here with a mission. You came to do something. It's like it takes time to uncover what that is.
Yeah.
At the same time, there are ways to get there really quickly. I realized. I wish I just had them for
yeah.
What it is.
Yeah. I love it. I love connecting with people and meeting new people such as yourself and learning what people are doing out there, because you can know somebody for a long time and not really know what they do for work. So it's nice.
True. My dad keeps asking me, so what are you actually doing? What is it that it's like? Yeah, that now I just say I create stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you give me this last name, this is what I do. It's like, oh yeah, I can actually tell people that.
Yeah, what do I call it? What do I call what you do? There's so many new things being created. You can create your own profession these days.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I wanted to know, how to do that. When I was 16 or 17, I saw people walking around. I was like, is this life? Is this like, if I need to work and do it in your way, is this it? Really? Honestly? And I was like, nah, I don't believe that. And I was like, okay, if I learn psychology, I learn to understand the mind. I can like create some understanding on how things work. And then life teaches you the most lessons, obviously. I was always very drawn to how to create your own life, and work is a very essential part in it. I'm now setting up a business, Win Works. I'm working in networks.
Win Works, nice.
Win Works, and it's very much about about that, bringing creativity back to its original state like that. And remember, people also like, okay, you're here with a mission. What is it that you love? And I really honestly believe what helped me the most is to go back to what I loved to do as a kid, because there was not that much filter at that point in time. Like, the filter was still created. So where was I naturally drawn to? And I was like just living in this my own fairy tale world, honestly. I get memories sometimes. I'm like, I would go out, and then I would see I would play with Barbies, because I would be like just making stories with Barbies. And then I would like see a tree, and then I could just see the scene. So it would just be films that I would be seeing, So it makes complete sense that now I'm back in writing again. And I would love to know what you are, because you directed something that I kind of created something for, and then it didn't happen. Are you thinking about creating something new?
I created a meal ticket. It's actually out. The movie or the series is out right now. I'm gonna be filming more episodes for it real soon. Hopefully, I should say. There's nothing on the schedule, but I'm hoping that something comes through to where I can film more episodes for Meal Ticket. It's free to watch on YouTube. You can also watch it on my website, deonthedirector.com. But yeah, I
Great
stay
promotion.
creative.
Yeah.
I stay creative. I create
can
as
learn.
if I was a millionaire, I'd create even more often than I already do. Just some of the ideas I let slip through because I'm like, I can't afford to do that right now. Like
But is
even
it so big that you need money for it, or can you start small?
I from my point of view, I like to. I think that's why I wouldn't be rich long, because I would dump money into projects. Um, So I believe that, I like to invest in projects that I'm working on, but that's another thing that my dad told me, is that you're supposed to make the businesses pay for themselves. You start the business, you get your first couple of clients, you take the money from those first couple of clients, and then you pay for your business. Um, I'm not patient enough, I guess. I don't know what the reason why is, but I'd rather just have everything up and running. That way the customer can see it working, and then
Yeah.
pay for. I don't know.
Well, you have different. I mean, there are different ways of creating, right?
For
I mean,
sure.
it's so if you're building a platform, things need to be ready.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't
Yeah.
facilitate talks like this. So you're setting it up, and then you're facilitating.
Right. Well, some of the
And
things that I want to do, that I was talking about, that the ideas I let pass through, and I don't want to turn this around into my interview. It's supposed to be talking about you, but you definitely.
this is also me.
Yeah, this is what you do. I'm like, where do I sign up for what you do? And what that's actually, let's talk about that before I'll talk more
Yeah.
about my stuff. But if I where do I go to sign up for for the stuff that you offer, the classes, and then what is the process once I get signed up? What do you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Basically, what I'm now offering online is one-on-one coaching, and
Mhm.
it's focused at this point at CEOs or people that have their own businesses, people
Okay.
that are in touch with their free will in a certain way.
Mhm.
They are aware, and they want to move forward to a next level in a much more easy way, and create from joy. So um, that's online. I do that for individuals, for groups online. I can guide, and I can go to organizations. So that's also the newest one, is to really guide innovations in bigger organizations, come in with creative workshops. So this is also why I want to build an artist group of people that are willing to show people again what it is to create something,
Mhm.
like to work with your hands, to have direct feedback into a process, and to let people experience in companies again how it is to co-create, basically, with each other, with themselves and each other. um, and I just got a new how can I say it, a new role, a new
Mhm.
role to play.
A new role to play.
uh,
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to
yeah, it's
describe it.
okay. It's a very new way of constellation, like energy work,
Mhm.
and how I'm being trained in it is to work with the quantum field of creation, and I guide people into basically getting very clear in what they want,
Mhm.
and then integrating what needs to be integrated in order to get them, but the body and everything ready
Right.
to receive it, and create it. So that's a very new way, which I'm also doing online, and
Mhm.
very powerful technique that's very new. I'm like the sixth one now in Holland that's trained um, with a program, and yeah,
It
it
sounds
just
like you become the person to kind of learn what they're doing, what they might need, and then you apply what your knowledge and skills to kind of patch the holes or fix the issues.
yeah, and basically what I'm not doing that much.
Hmm.
That's the beauty of it, because basically what I'm doing, I'm holding the space, and I'm guiding guiding and creating, letting themselves, I like, how can I say it, guiding and letting themselves create a new pathway, and
Hmm.
it's most of it is is in the body felt.
Got you. Okay.
And I'm just guiding the process in that sense. And I bring in, we work with higher frequencies. And that's the beauty of bringing in higher frequencies. Things just really
What does
start
that
to
mean? Tell
flow.
me more about that. What is that? What does that mean?
Now, for example, your higher self is a higher frequency. It's like it's the part of you, how I see it. You have people that have different names for it, but how I see it is that part of you that is here, that was there before you came on Earth, here on Earth, and then when you die, it's like the God spark. Some people call it your divine essence. And if the moment you connect that and you work with that, things start to flow much more easy. And then some people have, they send them send their higher selves out, and it's people feel like you're disconnected. Like there's more, you're more, yeah, I can see drawn to fear, to just feeling very lonely because there's a disconnection with something that's so essential. So I'm guiding people back and making that connection again, remembering, and then integrating that into their whole being. And it's really, really magical, and I'm super fortunate. I feel I'm very grateful also to be able to learn it and to be able to guide people with the technique, because I really believe that healing doesn't need to be that hard again. And I feel art is such an important part in healing, and it can play such an important part in healing. I really want to also promote that, that's so if someone there wants to experience a creative way of healing, and without talking, going back into the past, going into the trauma, you want to experience healing in a light way, then I'm your guide. That's
right. And in
short
easier,
but powerful.
a lighter way. Some
Yeah.
people believe that you have to face that trauma like that to get over it, but I don't think you do. I think, like you said,
Yeah,
there
you
are
know what the
easier
thing is?
ways.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? I've been in creative processes a lot. And every time I learned something about myself, I had to let things go. I had to look different at myself in order to move forward in the process. And I feel that I know that by doing your own creations, like doing and creating your own ideas, you come across trauma, things that you've been gathered, it's like, and some things just need to be acknowledged. And I feel with the technique that I am learning, you don't need to go into it. You don't need to understand anything anymore. It's like it's old. It's old. It's you. The only thing that you need to know is where are you now? Where do you want to get? And what is it that you need? That's it.
That's it.
And then keep breathing on the way and remembering everything else that you created.
All right.
Japan.
Keep working on it all little by little as you can.
Yeah, grateful, Just smoke maybe a little bit less of.
I don't know about that.
Did you do any the last
I
days?
did, yes. I've been
Oh,
smoking a bunch actually.
huh.
I had a crew come through last night, and we used to do a bunch of shows here at the studio, but then she wanted to start doing it from her house, so we started doing it from her house. And then the other guy, RC, who was promoting his clothing brand, we hang out at his house a lot, so we ended up
Nice.
getting really close doing all of these different podcasts together. And after the podcast, we would just hang out and smoke. So of course, me doing this, I did the interview for him to help him promote his clothing brand, and right after he was like, "Let's smoke." I was like, "Okay." So we smoked a whole bunch last night.
Tradition.
Exactly. Can't
I also
resist.
smoke, so
Couldn't resist. Yeah. I'm actually in
good
the
for
process
me.
of rolling one, so in between one of these interviews, I can take a little break. But I
Go
think
for
I'm
it.
good. I'm good to make it these last few hours. This last 30 hours or so. that power nap really helped, and the shower I just took really brought me back. I'm ready. I got a second
Nice.
wind
Cold
here.
one or a warm one?
Warm,
Mm.
really, really hot, extremely hot, actually.
Ah, yeah, I
Yeah.
would say opposite. It wake you up, but yeah.
Yeah, I did. I will. Like the first night, I splashed cold water on my face. That's definitely a way to wake myself up. But I needed a hot shower this morning.
Nice. Yeah, it
Yeah,
can be
brought me
soothing to
back.
the soul.
Right.
I like it.
So, tell me more about. There's so much more you do. You do so much more. So let's try to get through
Yeah,
some of this other
it's
stuff, like
true.
some of your hobbies and stuff like that outside of the business. Like,
Yeah, I love to write.
hmm
Since I started reading, or since I learned to read, I just was just reading everything that I could get my eyes on. And so I always was really connected to stories, and created own children's book
hmm
about the emotion sadness, and specifically the missing of physical touch. Um, and it's in a way with some questions that um, it can really help to get the sadness out of the body onto the paper, because
hmm
it's a creative book that you can paint in and you can color in. It can be becomes like a memory. So that I do, and I designed the 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 visuals for it together with an artist.
hmm
So I I paint also. So I'm very visual, and I work with language and of course sound. Um, Play piano, and I sing and create my own songs. But I haven't really been releasing, I have to be honest.
And
It's
why
been
not?
mostly, yeah, it's been mostly on SoundCloud a bit, and then a lot I have just in store for you coming up.
Nice, nice. I find that with a lot of artists, they seem to have a lot more music put away than what they have put out. What's that about?
Yeah, and I want to bring it all out, because in the end of the day, I
What's
just
holding
want.
you? What's the hardest part about releasing something?
Um, I feel like making priorities, and for me, what really helps is if I put a time on it, and I have like some kind of incentive to it outwards, like an agreement, or have people waiting for it. Like for me that works when there's like not a deadline, but like a clear
hmm
time, and okay, then it needs to be finished. What stops me sometimes in deciding for my creations when it needs to be finished. So then I just do the ones that have the priority, and that I have really the need coming. So, for example, now I'm writing this little 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 song for my son. No, it's not little, because it's for me, it's really it's a big feeling that comes along with it, but
Right.
it's little in the sense that it doesn't go over 2 minutes. Um,
I
and
don't do that. Don't call it little. I actually got a little upset
Yeah, I
when
don't know.
someone.
And it's funny because I'm really having these songs that are like just a
Right.
minute, but
Yeah.
it's like it's really training.
Oh, you
Yeah, and
mean
made it
little in
also
the
that way.
in the sense of time.
Yeah, it's funny because no, it really turned into a big song. Let's say it like that. This
Right.
song is
Right.
big, but now I'm creating it together with Avishai. So he had been doing the producing part, which really helped, and now we're looking for someone to mix it. And I'm going to add some kids singing to it. So there's been, for example, in that sense, a lot of kids that I give painting lessons now. What we do in the neighborhood is
hmm
a project where kids learn to appreciate their environment much more, in a way that we give them the tools to color it and to paint it and to think about what you can do with spaces.
Right.
Specifically now focused on the walls, to really put colors on the walls. Or um, last week we drew some paint, which was super awesome to do.
Wait, like
Just
I
throw
just
it on the
throw it on
wall.
the
It was
canvases.
fucking awesome.
Nice. That
Kids
sounds
were
pretty
so
cool,
happy every
actually.
week too. Yeah, it was really fun. It was a mess, and it was fun.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Sounds like fun.
So So that's stuff that we do, and these kids and I sing with. So I combine disciplines also. So the songs I write, I sing then for them, and then I see what sticks. And this song sticked. It's called Poepie de Sloepie.
Poopy Sloopy.
And it's made for my in essence I first wrote it for my son because he's such a ball of light in my life.
Nice.
And I never knew that I could experience that kind of love, really.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, I guess also that was for me important to become mom and to understand the creative process much more. Like, okay,
Right.
like you I mean, you're not a woman, but there's nothing more
No.
powerful than creating life.
Right. Right.
It makes us women, just a completely different species, I believe. The whole I'm a woman, and then I can't handle.
And how old is your son?
He's 5.
5. Okay. Yeah. Recent then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
yeah, it's a fun age.
And how do you balance being a mom with doing all the creative stuff that you want to do?
That's a good question. I bring him a lot. So he has, for example, these some painting classes. He just joins, and then if it works, it works. And sometimes he's somewhere completely else, and that's also fine.
Right.
In a way that he wants to play outside, it's like, yeah, go,
Yeah.
So I bring him a lot. I like in between, whenever I feel it's and I also, because I'm going to start writing now again, and I feel like I really want to have much more of a morning routine. So there is 6 o'clock in the morning standing up, then writing for an hour,
Okay. Smart.
and then 7 just preparing for school and that ritual, and then back to writing or starting something else. So it's a lot of it is planning, depends on what the goals are. And I'm now much more busy with choosing the right projects, like not even choosing, like feeling like, okay, this is really now the project that I need to work on. This comes to me, like I get signs from all around, and I hear just talking, getting ideas, like, okay, this I need to focus on now. And then it happens. So it's a connection and choice. You have to choose you have to like really give it time. So you have to choose when you're gonna give it time.
Yeah.
Because time is so precious, it's
Yeah. It really
spend
flies
time with
by.
kids.
It doesn't wait.
No. So step up and start doing something. It doesn't really matter what, but do something else than consume.
Yeah.
I would say. I should give a ongevraagd advies, we say in Dutch.
Say it again.
If we say ongevraagd advies, like
Eyes. Something.
unsolicited advice.
Oh, okay.
Unsolicited.
I don't know why, but I heard oog, which is eyes, and then fiets, which is bike, right? My translation was off there. I don't know.
Ongevraagd advies.
Oh, okay, you said it too fast. I was like, she's saying something, but yeah. I can normally understand Dutch, but I haven't been practicing, so it slips me lately.
No, it was also with a much more southern accent. And you've been in the north of Holland, so
exactly.
yeah,
That's it.
one.
There we go. I'll take it. It makes me feel better.
Okay.
So, so writing, painting. Which one, if you could decide tomorrow, which one would be the I guess most successful or the most lucrative? Which one of all the things that you decide, this is the one that's gonna, make everything happen for me? Which one would you choose it to be?
The new business that I basically downloaded gewoon I think last week. I think that's the one where also all the parts for me come together, because I am focused on businesses
Mm-hmm.
and CEOs of bigger companies, of more, or companies with more money
Mm-hmm.
that are willing to pay certain workshops for the experience, but also for, yeah, just really having the need to be able to connect in a more, yeah, how can I say it, a loving way. I feel on with work on zich. Just
Mm-hmm.
work is for so many people it's a headache and they don't like it. They're not on
Right.
the right place,
No,
but
it's true.
they're stuck. It's like, and I get it. It's we're being also programmed and designed in a way that that we want to stay in that box because it gives us a certain feeling of sense, yeah, like safety.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it's like you need to have courage and you need to get out of that comfort zone to be able to grow and to enjoy life really deeply.
100%.
It's
100%.
super important.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like bringing that to companies, and a lot of companies are changing yeah, tremendously also with AI. So it's going to be like, okay, how are you going to build the? That's also what we're designing. I'm going to design a test. We are going to design a test, make a test for companies just to get clarity on like, okay, how future proof is your business based on all the elements that we know are going to be very important in building a sustainable, future-proof business.
Right.
And then they can buy it. They do the test, and
Wait
then
a
we have
second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Don't. I want to. I want. Sorry. I just need the future proofing. Do you mean like how to keep AI from taking over your business or using AI effectively with your
no,
business?
not yeah. That's a very good question because I say all good things come in three. We we, yeah, I say we because we're building a community also with a lot of people that think that way already.
Mm-hmm.
We need a personal transformation. We're going through a personal transformation, but
Always. Yeah.
um, at this point in time, even more as a collective,
Mm-hmm.
because the social is also in transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Everything socially is transforming, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
digitally it's transforming. So these three things we focus on. So there's yeah, the personal, social, and digital transformation that needs to happen in order to balance things out again,
Mm-hmm.
to have the world working in a healthy way that is really meant for this earth also, because we're co-creating also with mother earth, and with how businesses now are set up is to completely to just deplete the earth. And she is gonna talk at one point.
Mm-hmm.
She's already
Yeah. She's screaming.
communicating with us,
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like we're gonna see a lot more there, um, which is which we're going to have a choice, like, are we going to work together or not, are we going to co-create or not, and it's going to be essential in I feel our, yeah, survival of our species
Right.
really.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
What because as a whole we are collectively losing our connection with the earth and being able to even hear her speaking to us. What advice or how would you suggest we connect back to it?
um be out in nature more without a phone. Just leave your phone at home, go for a walk, sit somewhere, start paying attention to your breath, and remember that you are your creator. You shaped your life so far. You can shape it
Right.
in a different way or in the same way. You have a, yeah. There's always choice. I would stop really, like really put the phone away. That's step number one. I
Mm-hmm.
feel, yeah. Just allow yourself to be with yourself, because so much consumerism is also taking away from the feeling. We need to go back to feeling our body, because the body is the physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sets us here on the planet. So it's crazy to think that if we disconnect, that we can still feel the earth. That's madness.
Yeah.
Think and then know how the earth works while there's a complete disconnection from your whole body. And yeah, I feel nature has a very healing ability, and just connecting with your own breath helps in just connecting to the life inside of you.
Hmm.
First of all, I think that's very important.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
go paint. I don't know. Write what you see when you sit in the forest, and then that's, yeah.
What about
Listen.
people dealing with blockage that are creators that are stuck without, without ideas to create, or that are just being blocked, writer's block or painter's
Yeah,
block, or
book a session with me online. It's going to be the blockage is going to be gone after that. Um, and or you
right,
can, yeah. I feel like it's about allowing yourself to get back to it again. The same as when you had to also allow yourself back to this platform,
yeah, for sure,
and to agreeing to yourself and feeling also deep down. But yeah, this is calling me. This is what I need to do. Like, let's yeah. I honestly feel like it takes some time to, because if your dopamine level is so high because you're constantly on that phone, and it's like
right,
you go from A to B to Z to, like, there's no space. So you need to first create that space, that you need to let go of something. And that's why I say let the phone go for a moment,
right,
get back in nature, because it's easy to connect in that way with yourself,
yeah,
and then see what comes. Just listen. I write a lot. I wrote a lot, and it just, yeah, it helps cleaning the mind, because that's also where all the weird thoughts and beliefs and they stick.
yeah, yeah,
We
it's
get into
true.
a loophole, and then suddenly it's war everywhere on our algorithm.
Right.
You're crying babies, all that shit. You're completely lost in the loophole.
Yeah, I hate it. I love social media for the networking, but I hate um it's hard to reach the people that you want to network with all the stuff that's out there. You have to weed through so much trash to find quality people to network with. That's my only issue
Mm,
social media.
yeah. Do you also do you follow a lot of people then?
Yeah, I usually follow anybody who follows me back. So yeah, I got a lot of people that I follow, and then I don't necessarily follow them though. Like I might
That's what I
press the
was thinking
button
today.
follow, but
Like, so, who do you follow? Because you're basically connecting your network to that network in the
right,
algorithm.
right,
Like, how much am I agreeing to what you're putting out there?
right. Well, I had a
I
Facebook
was
since
thinking about that. It's like,
2012 or something, really early, and we didn't know all of this about Facebook then. So, a
yeah,
lot of like for like channels. Hey, you like my page? I'll like your page.
yeah,
And then you like it and never look at the page again. So I had at least for me, I had no idea. I was joining groups, Facebook groups, all kind of stuff just to
yeah,
have more places to
it is.
post stuff that I wanted to post.
Yeah,
Not necessarily thinking about what it would do to my algorithm. My algorithm is crazy right now
yeah,
to where I hate social media. Yeah, I get.
yeah. Well, yeah. Oh man,
I have friends come up to me and show me a video that I've seen at least a week ago. They're like, "Hey, have you seen this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it a week ago." Because I'm constantly on my phone trying to promote and network and promote and network. So, and then sometimes I find myself getting lost in just scrolling. Or
I think that's maybe making the difference the most is like, do you use it like first of all, catching yourself when you're in that loophole,
yeah,
like, it's a certain feeling
it
that you get
is
from it when you catch yourself also, like, okay, well, now I'm wasting my time
right.
basically.
Yeah,
And
it's almost
for
like an
me,
addict, like a drug addict, almost.
yeah, but it is an addiction.
Right,
Yeah,
it is.
it's the
Because
constant stream of dopamine.
yeah, I'll get a notification on my phone and then I'll go check that notification and then find myself in that loop. Like I wasn't even on my phone. I
You're
wasn't
about to
doing
go
anything.
outside.
Whatever I was about to do, it was way better than scrolling on this phone, but somehow I got
Yeah,
stuck in that loop because the
so that's
notification.
another one. Put these peeps out
Yeah,
to the that gave me a lot of rest.
right.
Um, less noise. Try less noise in your environment. Try to make it peaceful. Get a lot of plants, I would
Hmm.
say. Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
good to
I spend a
connect.
lot my wife and I spend a lot of time on the coast of California. We'll drive the coast. we'll go have a drink or dinner somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna do that like 2 or 3 days in a row once this is over because I can definitely feel the difference from this one versus any one that I've done before. This one is very hard for some reason. I think
Hmm.
maybe it's because I'm older. That's what I'm gonna blame it on.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna blame it on the
I'm
age.
gonna blame it on the age.
Well, you said to me that you were not gonna smoke. That was gonna be your strategy.
Yeah, like I said, they made it hard for me. They made it hard for me. That is one of the things, though, is if you, because anyone who's tried to quit smoking, that first couple of days, it's very hard to sleep. So that was definitely one of the things that I could do is just don't smoke and really want to smoke. That'll keep me up.
Now you're just enjoying.
Yeah, no, I'm riding the wave now. Starting yesterday, I could feel the pressure coming. Like I said, normally it's very hard in the beginning. The first couple of hours are really hard because you see that big mountain that you still have to climb. So like 3 hours in or 5 hours in, you're like, fuck, 70 hours of this shit to go. That's when it's really rough. So yes, it was rough at that time, but I seemed to get through that really fast. That part was
Mm.
actually easy this time. And then the parts that were easy last time was like the middle, because once you get to the middle, you're like, okay, this is easy. I'm almost there. I'm getting it. I'm a little tired, but I can make it. You push through it. But that would be rough because you got to kind of push yourself through it. So that was kind of the harder part, is like midpoint, little after the midpoint when you're pushing yourself. That seems to be, as I'm crossing the midpoint now, that seems to be easier for me. I'm feeling really good right now. So I'm thinking I'm gonna crash again towards the end. Hopefully not, but
Do you do breathing exercises like pranayama or any of
I don't, but I did some filming for a lady who's she's gonna be here at some point. I believe today or tomorrow. I forgot to check with her, but I need to check. She does laughter yoga, and I've been filming and doing stuff for this lady, for Tina Miller, for a long time, and every now and then I catch myself doing techniques that she showed me or that she was showing while I was filming her. I catch myself doing stuff like that, but nothing major. I would love to. I like I I'm weird. Like I meditate, but I would love to meditate the traditional way. I do
Hmm.
meditate, but my meditation would be like, okay, once everybody's gone out of the room and I'm in a room by myself, I'm okay with it being quiet with nothing going on.
Yeah.
So I can do that easily and for 5 minutes and just focus on my breathing and stuff like that. But then um the
You really want to sit
right. But I
techniques.
can find the same effects that I get from that. I can get driving the coast, smoking a little weed and go to the coast and sit on a where I can see the ocean, smoke a little weed. I get that same feeling as meditation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, meditation is that powerful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can really. Yeah.
Meditation for me is great when I can't do the things that I do to relax. That's when medication comes in hand. I mean, meditation comes in handy. Yeah, when I meditation is great when I can't reach my
That's what a
medication.
lot of people do think.
Meditation
I just
doesn't
pop a pill.
right. When I can't get to my medication, I do meditation. That's my motto.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, weed can also be seen as a medication for
for
sure. So,
sure. Holy crap,
yeah,
that hour went by so fast. It's
really, is it
11:07
already?
already.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Didn't even realize it. I
we
think
just
that's
get
because we
started.
started a little late as well, but it's okay.
I'm curious how the household is hanging there now.
It's all on fire over there.
Paint on the
Everything's
wall,
yeah, everything's everywhere. It's chaos. As soon as you open the door, it's
chicken
gonna.
everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to interviewing Avishai. It's Avishai. I heard you say it.
Yeah,
Pronounce it Avishai.
Avishai,
Avishai.
Avishai,
I was saying
Avishai.
Avishai. Avishai. Avishai. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to meeting him and introducing him. Introducing him to my audience. That's gonna be fun.
yeah. He has crazy music and a crazy stories.
Nice.
Great guy.
Interesting
I love him
stuff.
for it.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and throw on some music and we'll get him set up
Yes.
so we can do the interview, the next interview. We still got a lot of stuff lined up. Let me see who else I got lined up here. After Avishai, we have 𝐼𝐸𝐸 Wright, an actor out of Los Angeles. We also got Cedric Turner, independent artist. Stormy Tripp, I believe, is a painter. Yes, she's a painter. She's coming in. Melissa from Mel'sview will be back again today. Shanta's coming in. MRD Chosen. Robert Craig's going to be, as an author, is going to be promoting his book. We have Thickness Protection Program, which is Dylan, who interviews BBW porn stars. That'll be interesting. We got DJ Active, aka Julio, is going to be here to play some music for me. That's probably when I'll get my final break of the show. And then interviewing LG from the Bay, a lot more stuff lined up after that. We also got a great Monday. Monday is going to be a really, really good day. We got John Hopkins is going to do a block of classic rock. We have DJ Spot with 2 hours. He's going to do an interview and play some music. I'm also going to interview him. We have Big Homie Quan, Jet Black, Just James, and J Moon Smash. And then the final hour, we have the BMCs coming in for a live performance. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, with all that being said, keep it locked right here on Radio for the World, www.radiofortheworld.com.
Ninja Holland, DJ Irie, greatest turntablist and frogman alive.
Oh, wait.
Gentlemen.
I didn't, I wanted to give you a chance, Madelon, to give your contact information. Some people are saying, how do I reach her?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Madelon Timmers, same name. Find it also on the socials. And my website, madelontimmers.com. Reach out, send me a message. Happy to connect with you. And thank you for this lovely talk.
Thank you, too.